I have this old table and it has multiple layers of varnish on it, and it's time for me to refinish it. I've done this before on another table, and I'll show you what I do to clear this off and sand it down. That way it'll just be bare wood. But when I did this before, I started on a floor that had multiple layers of varnish on it, and it took forever for me to figure out what worked best. I started with multiple sanders, even tried different sandpapers, and I used other sanders other than this orbital sander. But this 5-inch orbital sander, what you'll want is you'll want sanding screen in both 60 grit, 120, and you'll want 220 paper for later on. But what you first do is you use this. You can get any grinder, but this is a Dyma-brush bit. I'll show a photo of this, and I'm going to show you a video now of how this takes the gunk off. You can try with sandpaper if you don't have this, but I'm telling you, it's not worth it. You're going to go through like 20 of these in a bunch of time before you even get any of this like clear and other junk off. It'll just take time. Or this cuts it right up. This also works for decks, flooring, even large floor machines. They have a giant bit brush for this, which is perfect for just clearing these floors. I've tried stripper as well. So anyway, I'm gonna do a video of this, and we'll see how it comes out. Last but not least, for any project like this, you're gonna want at least a mask of some sort, because it is a lot of fine particles of dust. Ears always help, and then safety glasses. I don't have safety glasses with me. You're not really cutting up too much stuff, but if you're doing a floor, other tables have it, because sometimes you'll hit a nail or something and it could shoot stuff up. All right, so I only brought a couple of those sanding screens with me. I was going to show you, just to show you that sanding screens really don't work well. They gunk up. Just take my word for it. I don't have enough with me right now to do that, but I'm gonna finish this table with what I just showed you, and then I'll show you my sander, because I'm gonna do 3 levels of sanding after that to give a more clean finish. Here you have the table. There's 2 benches with this. I'm gonna go hit them with the grinder now, and then I'll show you what I do for the sandpaper. Beautiful. Okay, so I used the grinder on everything. Overall, it's a pretty clean finish, but you do get areas like this where you have this curvature cut, because with the grinder, it's just always going in the same direction as one circle, so it creates this effect where when you use an orbital sander, it kind of goes in all different directions. So that's what I'm gonna do now to kind of take care of and get rid of these. And just one last time to reiterate, I'm using a 5-inch orbital sander. I am using 60 grit sanding screen. This is great. It really pulls heavy stuff off, and it's better than 60 grit sandpaper. Then I'm using 120 grit screen and 220 sandpaper. So this will be the final. So I'll start with this, I'll hit everything with this, then I'll do this, and then I'll do this. And these edges in here, I'm not gonna turn my orbital in, but when I'm done with this on all of the sheets, I'm going to roll it up and run it in here like this. And I did one other table, and this worked really well, so hope this is helpful. This part right here has a little bit of gunk in it, and that was just from the edges. So imagine if you're doing the whole table with it. Now that I'm done with my 60 grit sanding screen, I rolled it up like this, and I'm just simply running it in here with 2 hands to sand out these, notches. Well, if you found this helpful and you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe, and I could always post more on construction. I'm new to the construction on YouTube, but I've done projects like this, or remodels, renovations, things like that, and this is just a fun way for you to refinish or repurpose old stuff. There's people that throw out tables and all the put stuff on Marketplace real cheap, so if you can refinish it, you can make some money or have nice furniture for yourself. Thanks for checking this out. Don't forget to subscribe.